I think the way that we talk to ourselves is really important because your thoughts become your feelings become an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, which attracts things to you, also repels things away from you, in consequence, just shaping your entire world, your external reality, the things that you desire, what you do and don't want to do, and the person, most importantly, the person that you would like to become. When looking at how we talk to ourselves, I think a lot of people are very harsh on themselves. I think a lot of people disrespect themselves a lot. And I think a lot of people struggle with negative self talk. And I think that this is really interesting because you wouldn't let someone else talk to you that way. So why are you letting yourself talk to you that way? If you wouldn't let someone else talk to you in a certain manner, then why are you letting yourself do that? Why would you disrespect yourself, beat yourself up for things you are or aren't doing? And a lot of times, I think we have to remember that we don't control outcomes. And the way that we talk to ourselves is highly based upon outcomes in our lives, things that we desire, and our ability to see those things come to fruition or not. And so when we don't get the things we want, when we don't do the things that we want to do, and we don't achieve the goals that we set out to achieve, I think that's when a lot of the times negative self talk can start to creep in. To combat this, I think it's important to remember that you control the process, not the outcome. So, therefore, basing your self image, your identity, your worth on something you can't control is just unproductive because you're forever going to be chasing something that you can't control and that you might not achieve. I think when you really look within the process and the things you can control and understand that whether you do or don't do certain things, you are a certain person, and just being confident in that identity. And I think a lot of the times when we're chasing the highest version of ourselves, we get caught up in a lack of faith. Oh, what if I can't do this? What if I can't achieve that? Or what if because this already happened in the past, this in the future is no longer possible? And to combat those thoughts, it's important to remember that if you can be delusionally negative about something, then you can be delusionally positive about it as well. You can do it. People really need to tell themselves, repeat to themselves until they believe it with 100% certainty that they are capable, that the version of yourself that you're hoping to grow into is already within you. And I think that when you realize that, you start to see it more in your external world, in the things that you hope to attract, in the things that you wish to do on a day to day basis, and also the person that you wish to be. Like recently, I just been telling myself constantly, I'm him, I'm him, I'm him, I'm him. This is gonna work out. And instead of being like, oh, what if this doesn't work out in my favor? I'm just thinking, what if everything is going the way it's supposed to be going, and it's not only gonna work out in my favor, but 100 times better than I even expected. And because I can't see that in the moment, I start to stress myself out with fear, anxiety, etc., etc. But if I stay the course, I'm going to achieve things that I never even imagined achieving. I'm going to become a version of myself I never even imagined myself becoming. And I'm going to have experiences I never imagined myself experiencing. And I think that faith, whether you think it's delusional or not, is extremely important to have, because the whole basis of you being able to do things in this life and be a person that you wish to be in this life is just a simple fact of whether you think you can or can't. And you just got to ask yourself what way of thinking is more likely going to lead to you doing or not doing, and being or not being. If you think you're going to do something, you're going to act in a way that affirms that, therefore making it more likely to happen. If you think you can't, you're going to act in a way that affirms that, and therefore make that more likely to happen, or make it more likely to not happen. But I just been telling myself recently, yo, I'm him, I'm him, I'm him. Everything's going to work out, everything's going to work out, everything's going to work out, everything's going to work out. And I think a lot of the times people confuse confidence with a lack of humility. And I don't think that's the case. I think you're supposed to believe that you're going to be great. I think you're supposed to believe that you can do anything. And a lot of times we allow the world to kind of feed us that noise of, oh, I think this, but what if that? And then someone kind of, someone questions you, you start to get in your head a little bit. And when we have thoughts in our head, it usually leads to action, right? You got thought, action. But a lot of the times there's external noise from people, from, oh, what is this person thinking about me, which kind of deters us from turning our thoughts into certain actions. And so I think that the more conscious we can be about that, the better we can be about acting. And the more actions we take that are aligned with the highest version of ourselves, we're going to slowly make steps to becoming that highest version of ourselves.